I arrived at the book idea for the book because I had done this piece for the New Yorker some years ago called "How David Beats Goliath," about a guy out in California who coached his daughter's 12-year-old basketball team all the way to the national championships, even though they were a group entirely without talent or skill. And he did it by, for those of you who are basketball fans, by playing the full court press every minute of every game. A really, really, really radical form of the full court press, the most aggressive form you can. And I just thought that story was hilarious, but also really interesting because I loved the way in which he refused to give up. So he was a guy who knew nothing about basketball, coaching a team of girls without any obvious skills in the area. And the normal response of people in those situations is either to say it's pointless and lose by 30 points a game, or to try desperately to play by the rules of everyone else, like to play the way everyone else is playing and try and catch up, which would be impossible in a season. And he chose option C, which was, to hell with it. Let's play in this way that's so deeply subversive that the other team isn't going to know what hit them. And that story just stayed with me, and I thought it would be really fun to write a book about those kinds of strategies. Well, my books have the form that they have because I, a long time ago, decided that what was interesting to me in journalism was in being a bridge between the academic world and the general public. That there was all this cool stuff that was being uncovered in universities that wasn't really seeing the light of day. And so I thought, well, how do you do that? And the way you do that, I decided, was to find stories that kind of illustrated the arguments and the theories of those in disciplines like psychology and sociology. So that's sort of what I do, is trying to, sometimes the theory comes first and the story comes second, and sometimes it's the other way around, but I'm constantly trying to take these two disparate elements and kind of combine them in cool ways. And it turns out to be really, really fun as a kind of way of practicing journalism.